I'm Geri Wright, Executive Director for Arizona Theater Company. And if you want to learn more about Arizona Theater Company, listen to this video. When did I first fall in love with theater, and when did I have to become part of the theater world? Well, I grew up in upstate New York, and I think I fell in love with it when I went to Radio City Music Hall to watch the Rockettes. Not quite theater, but still that whole ambiance, that whole feel of being in the theater. And that was it for me. And, you know, I was hooked ever since then. And Arizona Theater Company is very unique. And I really wanted to be part of moving it forward. And so that's why I joined ATC. Yeah, so there's nothing like live theater, right? You are in an audience with probably 500 of your best friends, and you're watching something together. It's that collective moment. Studies have actually proven that when people are so involved in something together, united like that, their heartbeats in the theater actually sync, right? Because the gasps and the ahs and the laughs and everybody feeds off of it. There's just nothing like live performance. And of course, you know, it doesn't, the last few years have been full of on-screen performances and movies because of the pandemic, and nothing replaces being sitting in a theater for the actors either, right? Like, it's a completely different feeling. It is a give and take between the audience and the cast, and it's something that it's not duplicated. Every single time they perform, it's a different performance. It's really very unique. So I've known about ATC for quite some time. I, believe it or not, was actually here 10 years ago as their Chief Development Officer. And so went on to be a part of several other nonprofits in Arizona, and then circled back here when I had the opportunity to kind of take it to its next phase. And then I started January of 2020. The pandemic hit 2 months later, and it was really an opportunity to kind of, an unfortunate opportunity, but we took the time to really look under the hood and restructure a lot of our departments and really kind of come out stronger than we have been in quite some time. So we didn't just wait for the pandemic to pass. We actually did a lot of internal work. But joining ATC has been a lot of work. I've earned a lot of gray hairs here, but it has definitely been very satisfying. Arizona Theater Company's mission is to create world-class theater about what it means to be alive today, inspiring curiosity and creativity, sparking empathy and joy, and bringing all Arizonans together. And we really, 2 years ago, we went through the process of identifying our core values, and our core values stand for access, joy, which is artistry, conversation, collaboration, equity, stewardship, sustainability, and joy. And we talk about them often because they really drive how we do everything at the company. It all goes back to your values are your touchstones, right? You know, that's what are important to you, and that's how we measure all of our decisions based on those values. Arizona Theater Company has quite a variety of opportunities, and will have more so as we move into the future, to be honest with you. As you know, we are moving to Tempe Center for the Arts in the 23-24 season. We're quite excited about that, and really looking at our programming intensely to see what and how we can partner with the city of Tempe and Tempe Center for the Arts to really provide for the community. So everything from education programs, student matinees, Summer on Stage. Summer on Stage is currently just in the Tucson market, but there's workshops and talkbacks and all sorts of programming to get you behind the scenes so that you can actually see how theater is made, which is really very, very cool. If you've never been backstage, you'll want to do it. It's pretty intense. So Arizona Theater Company is the only LORT theater in the state of Arizona, and we are the only LORT theater in the country that produces in 2 cities. And the difference between producing and presenting, producing is actually creating the set, the costumes, the wigs. Presenting is when it rolls up into a venue and then it comes off of the truck goes on stage and then kind of rolls away when it's done. So we produce, which is quite expensive when you get down to it in two different cities, because we build the sets. We create all the costumes and all the wigs. We rehearse in Tucson at the Temple of Music and Art. Our production facility is down in Tucson, South Tucson, which is where we do all of our paint and costumes and props and all that sort of thing, stored there as well as created there. And we bring it to the temple. We rehearse for a few weeks there, and then we go on stage for a couple of weeks. And then we have a week in between where everything gets loaded onto the truck and we drive up the highway to soon to be Tempe Center for the Arts. Currently, it's the Herberger Theater Center in downtown Phoenix. And then we do it all over again for 3 weeks. And then we wrap it up and go back, bring it back down to the production facility. So it's quite a journey. It's like a 10-week journey from when rehearsal starts all the way till it ends in the Phoenix metropolitan market. The economic impact of theater is, what I should say is the economic impact of ATC is pretty intense, because it is a 10-week run in two cities, Tucson this year in Phoenix and next year in Tempe. And when we come up to the Phoenix metropolitan market, it is a complete, we're putting up a whole cast in hotels. We're putting up the production team, sometimes guest artists and directors, and a lot of staff in hotels, and as well as, food and transportation and all of that. So when we come to town, it really is, things get lively. We do have staff all over the state. All staff is not in Phoenix or Tucson. There's several staff members that are in Phoenix as well. So because of the pandemic, we really learned how to work remotely, which is a good thing for Arizona Theater Company, because we're all over the place. We just want really the best people working for us. So my hope is that audience members that come to Arizona Theater Company just kind of reignite the passion of going to theater, right? I think that we have lost that with the pandemic. A lot of people have gotten comfortable not coming back, to be honest with you. Watching things on whatever they're doing, they're slow to return to the theater. And we are really hopeful that the remainder of this season will really kind of touch on people's emotions and interests and get them back into the theater. And more excitingly, we're starting to plan our 23-24 season at Tempe Center for the Arts. And that is going to be a whole lot of fun. And I really encourage everybody to watch for the announcement of that, which will be early spring, because it's going to be, we're coming out in Tempe strong. So subscribing to Arizona Theater Company is, I liken it to, if you're a subscriber to the theater, any theater, quite honestly, there's going to be a string of shows that you're going to see. You may not like them all. You may love them all. You might find some okay and some great, but that's the power of theater. They all enhance and really round out your experience, because it's okay that you don't like them all. If everybody liked every single show that we do in a season subscription, we wouldn't be doing things right? Because we want people to we want it to spark conversation, good or bad, or just really, I didn't realize that. So being a subscriber really helps us substantially as well, because we know you're coming. We've got your seats reserved, and we're looking forward to seeing you. And the benefits of being a subscriber over single ticket sales is substantial as well. Not only are you developing a relationship with the theater company themselves, you have a box office person that you can ask for information, go directly to. It's that contact. But there's, especially when we get to Tempe Center for the Arts, there's free parking that goes along with that. And it just is a more well-rounded experience. I think single ticket buyers are perfectly fine, and help us substantially, actually. But the benefits of being a subscriber far outweigh the single ticket. Why must local communities attend Arizona Theater Company productions? Because theater is important to the artistic expression of our communities, right? Art is in general. Live performances are in general. And I will tell you that, you know, the pandemic hit a lot of us really, really hard, but theater and live performances are the last to come back, just because you're sitting shoulder to shoulder with so many people. And we need your support. And that's why it's important. We are the state theater. We're very proud to be the state theater of Arizona, but we survive on donations as well as subscriptions and ticket sales. Those are our three revenue streams. And so it's really important to continue theater in our communities. And it's important for people to support Arizona Theater Company and other performing arts theaters, performing arts organizations that are meaningful to them. But there's nothing quite like theater. Actors, theaters, playwrights, directors should get involved with Arizona Theater Company because we're on the move. We are looking towards the future with a lot of excitement. We have our new Castor Family Artistic Director was just named. Matt August will be joining us. We're very excited about that. We're very excited about moving to the Tempe Center for the Arts in the 23-24 season too. So watch Arizona Theater Company. There's big things happening. Arizona Theater Company is important. We're 55 years old. We're a long-standing theater company. We have been through ups and downs. Financially, we've been on the ropes a number of occasions through our lifetime. But a lot of that is because people don't realize a couple of things. One, because we are a LORT theater, we must abide by union rules and pay our actors, directors, playwrights, a living wage, right? So that's expensive. And then the two-city operation is expensive. And I think that a lot of people don't realize that when what you see on stage, ticket sales and subscriptions does not cover. And any given moment, what you see on stage is at minimum $500,000. That's the smallest show. That's a one-person show. So when you start seeing, 7, 8, 10, 12, 14 people on stage, you're talking $1 million, $1.5 million, and we can't sell that many tickets. That's why it's so important that donations come through and that people support with contributions as well as coming to the theater. It's that dual, it's earned and contributed income that really keep the theater moving and pay for our bills. I'm Geri Wright, Executive Director of Arizona Theater Company, and we need you at the theater. Go to atc.org, purchase tickets, make a donation, and support Arizona Theater Company.